Hey everyone, welcome. You guys know that I've been riding Elitewheels for quite a while, specifically these Pro 36 wheels. I've used them for cross-country trail riding for the last 3-4 years now. Now, fast forward to 2025, this September, Elitewheels celebrates 10 years of existence. What can I say? I've seen their gradual improvement, the quality, the packaging, the everything. And this September, they launched a new set of wheels. This is called Gnar XC. Let's check them out. I'm very curious to see how they line up next to the old and the other Gnar wheels that I put in front of you guys over the years. Visually, the biggest difference between the Gnar wheels and the Pro 33 and 36 is the rims used. And that's not only the black finish of the Gnar wheels versus the marble finish of the Pro, but more importantly, the difference is in the rim design, with the Pro wheels using the standard asymmetric rim design, whereas in the case of the Gnar, you get a more unique design of the rim, but not necessarily uncommon in our industry. You see those reinforced spoke beds right on the rim. So what do you get when you order one of these? 10 years in, Elitewheels knows the value of sending you a package that looks professional, and that's what you get. A few marketing slogans up top, explore your limits, and here's their website. Adventure starts here. You're gonna get this black baggie, and inside, pretty much foam wrapped. Here's your wheel set. And I mentioned the little baggie. You're gonna get a product manual, not much in it. Quality control for each wheel set. Lateral and vertical truing of these wheels is quite impressive, 0.2, 0.3 millimeters. Finally, warranty, it's 3-year warranty, and they do have a crash replacement policy as well. So nothing's changed there, but the wheels, even though they're called Gnar, they are quite different. And the biggest difference that you're gonna notice right away is definitely gonna be the rims. You can see them still asymmetrical, 3mm asymmetrical rims, but gone is that special design of the Gnar wheels. And this is a glossy black finish. You see the black Elite decals that I asked for this. You do have other options, one of them being this silver that's in there. These wheels are still 28 spoke wheels, and the spokes are bladed just like before. The actual spokes are Alpina Ultralight Aero. That being said, we still have here a sapping spoke and nipple sticker. By the way, you can remove this. Nipples are still sapping aluminum, and the rim, by the way, is 23mm height. 30mm ID, and they do come pre-taped, and you also have a tubeless valve installed from the factory. These are the nice types of valves that have multiple holes, so if you want to install inserts, you can reuse the valves as well. You see a QA sticker in there and what looks like a serial number. Bladed spokes connect to a straight pull hub that only provides the 6-bolt interface for your rotor or your brake discs. Elite calls their hubs Pro hubs. They are machined in-house, and no, they're not identical with what we had with the Pro wheels. You can see the conical shape here of this new hub, and that's something different than what they had before. I assume they've done it to save weight, since this XC wheel set is quite light. Very similar design on this rear hub. This is a ratchet hub that I ordered with the XD driver. If you want micro spline, they have it. If you want the good old XG driver for some reason, they have it as well. The interesting parts are inside the free hub though. So as you pull this out, you uncover springs, but then the ratchets are of different dimensions. A small one on top of a bigger one at the bottom, and you have this conical shape contact point where the teeth are. And I'm convinced that many of you guys want to hear this 50-tooth ratchet. That was pretty loud. 50-tooth ratchet. They do have a 36-tooth ratchet. I would recommend that for slightly less drag and a different pitch of that rear wheel. Now, if you're wondering about compatibility of this mechanism, you have the smaller ratchet on top of the larger one. This is different than what DT Swiss used. So you cannot put DT Swiss ratchets inside this hub. However, if you look carefully here, you're gonna see that that top ring is identical with what DT Swiss used before. So the free hubs themselves are fully compatible with this wheel sets, not the internals. Remember, you need a ratchet mechanism from them. Now, I mentioned that these wheels were redesigned for weight savings. Without rim and valves is supposed to be 1320. Here's your 637 front with the valve and tape. Rear wheel comes up to 724, again with valve and tape. And that brings the wheel set to 1362. That is with valve and tape, and that's about 200 grams lighter than the Pro 36 wheels. As it is right now, these are the lightest mountain biking wheels from Elitewheels, which is pretty impressive given that they used 28 steel spokes. Obviously, this is a new rim that, given my experience with their wheels so far, they're built to be pretty strong. I'm looking forward to see how that rear hub works going forward. Yes, you do have a weight limit on these. It's 125 kilograms. You have a 30 millimeter ID rim, so you can use these for light trail cross country for sure. But I am curious to know from you guys if you have any questions for me in regards to these wheel sets. What do you think about Elitewheels in general? Yes, they're quite well known on the road. Check them out. What about mountain biking? I don't know, we've been using them for 3-4 years now. No problems whatsoever. They keep innovating and changing their things. So here we are, all the details of the Gnar XC. Hope you guys found this useful, and if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Ask me if you have any questions. Use my code if you want to buy this new set of wheels. And until next time, I will see you folks on the trails. Cheers, guys. Cheers.